dump trucks aren't here, and we're on a tight schedule, so we have to do this rain or shine. What we're doing right now is our excavation to prepare the base for the driveway. As you can see, there's a lot of fill that's been left by the builders, and which is pretty typical on new construction. So we're removing all the waste and all the fill that's here, that's left over from the construction process. And then what we'll do is get it ready so we can do our final grade and set our forms.
So you don't need that much going this way. What we have,
This is our grade here. Everything slopes from the garage floor to this level, and then from here it goes down to the corner. The Romans used this technology. Okay, so for today, day one on the project is always prepping the job site, doing all our excavation, getting our base ready for the concrete. And today that's what we did. We encountered a few obstacles, obviously, first thing this morning with the rain, the weather not cooperating with us. And then, obviously, the guys with the dumpster had half load restrictions on up until today, so we were waiting for them to come and take them out. So now what we'll have to do is bring in a little bit more gravel just to top things up, because with the diesel plate you get a lot of good compaction, and we'll moisten the rock, we'll regrade it. By wetting the rock down, it helps to lubricate the stone and ensure that you get really good compaction. So we'll pass the packer over this a few times before we start to lay our steel. Okay, right now we're tying up the steel. What we always do is tie off the perimeter every single tie to keep the bars from moving around, and when we pull it up close to the edges, the steel doesn't separate. Through the center of the grid, what we do is we tie on every other tie. Today we were pretty successful in getting accomplished what we came here to do, and hopefully we'll be on schedule to pour tomorrow afternoon. One really important part about doing stamped concrete is it's a very messy job, so everything has to be plasticed off and taken care of. We spend a fair bit of time plasticking the walls, duct taping anything that could be potentially splattered with concrete. It saves a lot on the cleanup process. He's gone with interlock on a lot of the other custom homes that he's put together, and what he wants now is something a little different, a nicer look anyways, and more durable finish, because the whole idea behind what he's done here with this place is he wants zero maintenance for the people that are living here, and he doesn't want to deal with shifting bricks, and he doesn't want to have to deal with weeds or grass or anything like that. So that's why he's chosen to go with stamped concrete, because you know, with this rebar that we've laid in it, it'll keep it together, and it should last as long as the house does. What's going on now? We're ready to back up the truck and start pouring. Okay, today we poured off 21 meters into the driveway of colored concrete. It was cool gray to complement against the red brick. You won't see the color until we seal it, but basically we use a charcoal release on the cool gray, so it'll give it a two-tone effect, and in all the impressions there'll be a darker color. So after we've placed the concrete, obviously you saw us raking it, We screed the concrete, derby it to bring it up nice and smooth for the stamping, and then we lay our texture mats all over the surface. The release agent that we spread over the surface, a fine coat of it is applied to the surface just before stamping. We don't want to apply it too soon because the concrete has to have a chance to breathe, and a lot of the bleed water has to have a chance to evaporate through the surface. So we just finished stamping this driveway. Obviously it's a pretty filthy job. You're basically covered from head to toe at the end of the day like this, and it takes a lot of scrubbing to get clean. But in the end, what we've achieved is something that's got the durability of concrete reinforced with rebar, and obviously the look of slate. Now it doesn't look like much right now because we have a lot of touch-ups to do tomorrow before we pressure wash. But once we've got it washed and touched up, then we can come back the following day to seal it. And tomorrow is a really important day to clean up all the chatter while the concrete's still somewhat green, and before it gets a chance to cure. We'll probably hang out here for another half an hour to make sure anybody on a 10-speed doesn't go driving over it, or anybody walking their dog doesn't let their animals loose in it, because I've seen it happen before where you end up with footprints, and then once you have a footprint in there, you've got a faux pas for life. From the stamping process, there's a lot of cream that comes up between the stamps, which is totally normal. What we call that is chatter. So if you look, that's the cream that comes up between the two stamps. We kind of use the hammer. Sometimes for bigger spots we'll use a grinder, and we'll just use the claw of the hammer to pull that stuff out. A driveway this size, we spend almost a full day just pressure washing and cleaning up the site after, to get rid of all the excess release agent, to clean the house itself, and to clean the site and the property around it. When we seal it, we will apply our first primer coat first thing. That's a lower solid sealer, so it's a penetrating sealer, goes deep into the pores of the concrete and virtually dries right on contact. Then we put on a second coat and a third coat of sealer. The second coat is a higher solids content, it's a little thicker, and the third coat will prevent the concrete from becoming slippery.